we're playing a video game. And that should be enough for most players to notice that they shouldn't be trying to shove meta down everyone's throats, but apparently it's not. I've seen an overwhelming amount of people trying to push this meta agenda in P5X, and I'm genuinely getting to the point where I feel like it's ruining the game for a lot of more casual players. And I kind of want to talk about that a little bit today. I've seen the craziest meta push agenda in the game that I've ever seen, with Cord coming out, Summer Closer coming out, Summer Moko coming out, Mesa, Futaba. You guys know what's coming. You guys know how good all of it is. You guys know how good some of these weapons are. You don't need me to tell you that again. I'm here to talk about something else. I'm here to talk about the people who sit there and tell you repeatedly that you're bricking your account if you don't pull this. You have to save for this or else your account's ruined. Because there's a lot more people doing this in this game than I've seen in any other gacha I've played. To a point where I genuinely think it's becoming intoxicating within this community. This video is more geared towards the people that believe that they have to pull something because they're getting told that they do 6 times a day if they say that they don't want to. Because I want to be the first person to tell you, just play the way you like to play. It's not the end of the world, this game's not hard. And please don't let all the random people or content creators telling you that you need something change the way that you like to play. Don't do it. It's just going to do nothing for you long term but ruin the game for yourself. This video has no script, it has no bullet points. This is literally just raw thoughts. If that's not the type of video for you, that's fine. I hope to see you again in a different type of video, because this isn't something I usually do here. This is something I usually do on my live streams. So if this is the type of video that you like, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm getting close to 2K, and maybe you can catch me in a stream and we can discuss things together. One of the big reasons I wanted to make this video was I see a lot of the meta obsessed players out there that seem to just be completely ruining the game for the more casual player base. There's casual players out there that are free to play. They're just playing this game. It's their first gacha. They don't even log in every single day to do dailies. They just play the pretty new Persona game that they found, and they'll log on every once in a while in a streak. When there's a character out that they like, they'll slam out all the content that they can and they'll pull. I personally know a few people like this. In fact, one of the people I know that do this happens to play the game on Twitch roughly once a week. Literally as someone who gets on to play the game once every 7 days. And she mentioned skipping Cord. And I'm sure you can assume the entire chat was instantaneously flooded with things like, your account's bricked. What's the point of playing the game if you're not going to pull Cord? And when I promise you that none of these comments were sarcastic, I mean it. Because I see the same thing happening in YouTube comments all the time. If you mention something like skipping Cord or skipping her weapon, people will instantly bombard you not to do that. And not a lot of people are doing it because they want to help out, and they're not saying it in a nice way. They're straight up telling people that if they don't pull the character, the game's ruined. This is why I make it such a mission to try and reiterate that you don't need anything in this game. It's a video game. You're supposed to have fun. That's the entire point of it. You download the game on your computer to have a good time. If someone else pulls or doesn't pull for Cord or her weapon, it doesn't affect you at all. Trying to shove the agenda that you need something down someone else's throat, that it's a must pull, that it needs to be on your account or else you're bricked, has become one of the dumbest concepts I've ever seen. Especially because a lot of the time as well, these players aren't even trying to be informational. They just literally go around spamming people that they need this weapon, they need this A1, or their account's full bricked, and they might as well not play the game. And honestly, I just feel like it makes you no better than Sega when it comes to producing FOMO for new players who don't fully understand what's going on yet. Literally just see something like, oh look, Phoebe has pretty animations. I want to pull that one, just to be told that they're stupid for trying to pull it because she's a standard bearer character. And I don't think a lot of people understand just how much this can scare away a new player from playing this game that they might unironically love if it wasn't for thinking that they needed to play it in a certain way. This ideology that an A1 or a weapon is a must pull in your account is one of the most idiotic things I've ever seen in any gacha. Because if I was a new player playing a gacha for the first time, and I was sitting here trying to just use my resources on characters I found cool, like for example, it's no secret to anyone that I just like playing Yui. But even when I made shorts about Yui, even when I made any sort of video about Yui, that video was instantly bombarded with how bad she is and how much she's not worth anything. Which is also just ridiculously insane to do just because someone likes a character. And I don't know why people are so obsessed with doing this, especially because People are significantly more likely to stay playing this game for a long time if they're just playing the way that they want to play. And playing the way that they enjoy playing. I've played a lot of gachas before, and I've never seen such an overwhelmingly pushed must-pull narrative. And such an overwhelming presence of, you're not allowed to pull who you like, you have to pull this meta character, and this meta constellation, and this meta weapon. And I don't know where this started, I really don't. But for being one of the easiest gachas I've ever played combat-wise, it really does baffle me that this happened. And the thing is, at the end of the day, all these players that heavily push for these things aren't even the people who are going to be topping leaderboards anyway. As of right now, maybe, we're a few patches in. But you guys aren't competing with people like this is the problem. When you go to the leaderboards, you'll see the same few players up here every single time. That's just how it is. They will always rule these leaderboards. And you want to know why? That's why. And I can promise you, no matter how many meta A1s you pull, no matter how many meta weapons you pull, no matter how many meta characters you pull, you're not competing with this. Nobody is, unless you also have this, which is why the entire top of boards has this. Literally, the players who are meta in this game are pulling every A6 and every F6. So basically, no matter how much you try to shove meta down other people's throats, you're not competing with Futaba's Fat Gawk. Somehow this name still exists. I've seen this person at channel 69 since day one. They have 696 likes, are we serious? Anyway, and this gap is going to become even more apparent as more powerful A6s come to the game, like with chords. And I can promise you, a lot of people I've seen are pulling that A6. And I understand, some people just want to see how far they can push the characters that they have on the leaderboards. That's fine. Not everyone wants to play that way. I personally do enjoy taking the characters that I have, which are all A0, and I like seeing how high I can score sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to have fun your way if you like pushing for these scores, and you want to see how far you can get with your basic A1 F0 characters. But I'll be the first one to tell you that if you're one of those players going around telling people that they're ruining the game for themselves by not pulling a meta character, or not pulling a meta constellation, or not saving up for this, or not spending their gems on this, you're probably one of the reasons a lot of players have quit the game. Or you're the reason that a lot of players feel overwhelmed trying to play this game. And I know it seems counterintuitive for me to talk about this, because technically, I make money based upon how many people are looking for meta-defining information a lot of the time. But the difference becomes I'm not here to tell people that they need something. I'm just here to tell people what things do. It would be different if it was just a few bad apples in each comment section, or if there weren't some content creators that really like to push the meta agenda in this game. But that's not the case. There's a lot of people doing this, both normal players and CCs, that just repeatedly shove this down your throat. Just take this as your gentle reminder. Play the game that you think is fun. Play the game the way that you'll be playing it long term, because I would hate to see anyone else leaving the game because they feel like they have to pull for something, or they feel like they have to go out of their way to play the game to fit in this way that people think that they have to play. People are going to enjoy playing the game differently. Some people are going to prefer to play the game horizontal investment wise. Some people are going to prefer vertically investing in the characters that they love. Some people are going to chase meta. Some people are going to chase pretty highlight animations. And don't feel like you have to meld into this meta chasing character for the people that keep telling you that you do, because you really don't need to. I really did just want to talk about that a little bit. If you stayed to the end and you listened to me talk this entire time, thank you very much. I appreciate it a ton. That's going to be all from me. I'm out.